Denmark is known for its historical past, modern sensibilities, beautiful vistas, and of course the Vikings. But to understand the culture better, it's vital to experience their traditional foods.
And what better way to begin our journey to Den Gamle By is at their restaurant. We're going to have a traditional meal, and it's going to be yummy.
Den Gamle By prepares their foods in their state-of-the-art modern kitchen, but it's still a meal from the past.
People say, well, look, if they're serving this kind of food now, the people back then really must have eaten pretty good. Well, let me tell you something. These are the recipes that have survived. If you listen to music today from the 1950s and 60s, you think, oh, the music in the 1950s and 60s were pretty good. That's because you didn't have to listen to music in the 1950s and 60s, because the only songs that we play on our radios and iPads and what have you now are the best from the 1950s and 60s. If you lived in the 1950s and 60s, you probably would have had to listen to a lot of horrible songs if you were listening to the radio. Luckily, we don't have to do that anymore. It's been culled by time. In addition, we now have very fresh ingredients, so that the recipes that they have, we are making them with the best quality ingredients, the most tasty ingredients we can possibly make. Now, if you really lived in the 1700s, you probably would not have fresh food, and the stuff that you could eat was probably not even in a recipe book. But if there is a recipe book, it would probably go like this. Oh, what do we have for food tonight, honey? Oh, we have a cow's hoof. Whoa, well, I hope you're getting a good recipe from the cookbook. Oh, yes. And what are we going to have aside? I thought we'd have some nice roasted peat. Well, let me tell you something. That's not the kind of meal you want to time travel back in time for. Now, granted, this is only about 200 years old. And while it'd be nice to eat farther in the past, I don't think it's possible. And the truth is, I don't think you would want to. I mean, for example, we glorify the Vikings, but I don't really think I would like to have a Viking meal. All right, I might want a Viking feast, because then you ate freshly slaughtered animals and you drank God knows what kind of liquor and had hallucinogens, and probably at that point any food you ate would have been good. But do you think you would really want to have a regular Viking meal, like a sort of on the daily basis of what the Vikings eat? Probably not. And you certainly wouldn't want to have a Viking meal in a time when you couldn't get food, because then you're probably just going to have some rotting flesh and some gruel. And you might get a sauce if you're lucky, if the food was in the rain while it was rotting.
But we had a delicious meal from the Den Gamle By menu.
We had our main course. But along with the main course came a platter of bread, white and rye bread, accompanied with delicious Danish butter, which has more dairy cream in it that makes it, well, frankly, taste better than American butter, and one might even say taste at all unlike American butter. And also, they brought us lard. And I had never seen lard before, like that people would consume sort of willingly. I mean, I knew of Crisco, which was this big vat of like corn seed, or I don't know, it was disgusting. You just fry stuff up. But this lard actually enhances the taste of bread. And it's obviously made out of animal lard, and it's seasoned, and it is really quite delicious. And it was the bread and the butter and the lard was the perfect accompaniment with our main course, which is we ordered the special platter of traditional Danish foods. I love ordering good food, and I love ordering things that come in a platter, because a platter is like your own personal mini buffet. Like the world has brought everything together all on one plate. And I will tell you, it was a delicious meal. It's like my tongue and my stomach traveled back in time to the old part of Danish. And then we went through various meals, as I've already stated. And I feel like I know Denmark more, but on a purely guttural level. Thank you kindly.
And you learn a lot about Denmark's past at Den Gamle By. The buildings, the people, the geese.
And of course, we did not miss the chance to have some dessert. There's a couple of choices. There's the modern 1970 bakery and sweet shop, or the romanticized 18th century bakery. We had both. Of course you have both. That's why you get the opportunity to have the past and the recent past. You take it. At the 18th century bakery, they line up in long lines to get these traditionally baked goods. The meringue. Oh, what a beautiful meringue that was. And it tasted really good as well. For our 1970s dessert,
you can go into the 1970 bakery and delightful stand, and you can get a classic Danish dessert. This is the linslag or something. Is that it? Linslag. And it is a pineapple with a vanilla ice cream. I have a creamsicle in the United States, which I'm quite fond of. So it's citrus with cream thing. I'm anticipating good things. I know it is. I've already had a small taste, but now we're going to enjoy it. I don't like to eat on camera, so I will report back to you when we're done. We're going to give you an interlude so that you can while away the future. Just pretend that time passes instantaneously. Time is passing. Time is passing. Time is passing. Time is passing. I'm not going to lie. I'm enjoying this. My girlfriend takes much more aggressive bites out of it. That's why I got right to the middle of it more quickly than I otherwise. I'm a dawdler, not a Viking eater yet. Soon to be. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. A lot of times it's hard to shake off how you're raised and how you're raised to eat.
it just goes to prove that old saying that you may not be able to go back to the future, but you can always eat your way back to the past. Thank you kindly.